Hello again, it's Bill Jones, recapturefederalism.com, recapturefederalism.com on the net, on YouTube. Well, we're going to talk to you about communism again and Barack Obama. Barack Obama Sr. and Barack Obama Jr., Michelle, the whole family. This can relate to Hillary also, Democratic Party. I talk about them all the time. First of all, I, William R. Jones, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, so help me God. I first took that oath in July 1965 when I joined the United States Navy. The enemy then was communism, as the enemy now is communism. And we're fighting the President of the United States, Democratic Party in this country, worldwide communism. The Democratic Party is a participant in an international organization known as the Progressive Alliance. It's a communist worldwide organization. So all you people who are voted for Barack Obama, I let you know, you progressives out there in America, you're violating the law. You're advocating the overthrow of government, treason in law, violating the Constitution. But anyway, why do I say this? Why do I say Barack Obama Jr. is a communist? Because Barack Obama Sr. was a communist. And why on the press, 8 years, they don't say he's a communist? Michelle's a communist? Why they hide it? Why they hide it? They just say he was friends with Bill Ayers. But they're just friends and they just meet. And he was a freaking communist too. Of course, you wouldn't know it by Megyn Kelly's interview of him, 2-hour interview. Sucked interview. Sucked. Sorry, Ms. Kelly, but it sucked. You did a disservice to the Vietnam veterans by that interview. Anyway, we'll do a presentation on that some other time. But we'll just say that Barack Obama Jr., a friend, a communist. Now, then, and world communism. Bill Ayers back then, that time, he was a world communist person, still is. Now I got Barack Obama Sr. up there. Why the press can't find this stuff? Why can't the press find this? The press can't find this. Well, you go down to Wikipedia here. Wikipedia, which I'm going to be doing a presentation on them. They are advocating the overthrow of government also in their pro-communist reporting and what have you. Oh, publications. Problems facing our socialism, another critique of sensational paper number 10. East African Journal, Nairobi, July 1965. That's the same month I joined. And the same year I joined the United States Navy. Oh. Yeah. Look at that. Let's look at this. East African Journal. Yeah, East African Journal. Authors of the secessional papers. Barack H. Obama read his economics at Harvard University. He is currently in Nairobi working for his doctorate. Never got it though, I don't think. His dissertation is on an economic model of the staple theory of development. On African socialism. Another critique of sensational paper number 10. Oh, look at their communism. Communism. Inter alia. That's a fancy word. There means, among other things, communism. Communism. Yeah, that's what it is. And of course, I'm not going to read through this whole thing. It's all communism and what have you. But change, hope and change. The old man talks about it also, and he talks about it. And right up here, change, which the government should enforce, by which this growth and change can be brought about. Change. They want to instill and expand communism. That's what they want to do. That's what world communists do. It's a totalism society. Communism, totalism. I'm going to get into that sometime in the presentation. It gets kind of deep, academic type thing, but hang on. Let's continue on in this paper here. And then on the next page, it says, the paper wishes to encourage domestic accumulation. This is a good gesture, except for the underlying assumption, which is only one which reads between the lines, that it is individual private enterprise and business that tends to encourage accumulation. True, in the paper there is realization that taxation can be used as a means of forced savings, but is given secondary place in this respect. Certainly there can be no limit to taxation if the benefits derived from public services by society measures up to the cost in taxation which they have to pay. It is a fallacy to say that there is a limit, and it is a fallacy to rely mainly on the individual free enterprise to get the savings. How are we going to rid ourselves of economic power concentration when we in our blueprint tend towards what ourselves discredit? In paragraph 47, the paper states that the company form of business organization is a departure from direct individual ownership typical of Marx's day. Yet one who has read Marx cannot fail to see that corporations are only what Marx referred to as an advanced stage of capitalism. But Marx even called it finance capitalism, by which few would control the finances of so many, and though have not only economic power but potential political power as well. Wow, a lot of words, but it mentions Marx there. Marx. This is referring back to the Communist Manifesto. The Communist Manifesto. They get into all of this stuff, but you notice the corporations, that's what they want. Monopolies, banks, power. And that, over here, I got it partially cut off, but I'll be reading here. This is about redistribution of wealth. What is more important to find means by which we can redistribute our economic gains to benefit of all, and at the same time be able to channel some of these gains to future production. This is the government obligation. Government obligation. Well, in a socialist society, in a communist society, it's the government of a communist party. We're in America. We're in America. It's we the people. We're in charge. We're in control. Are we supposed to be? Now, then this paragraph right here. This is how I found this paper. This paragraph. Dinesh D'Souza, in Obama 2016, the movie, up on the screen was this paragraph. This paragraph. He talks about this paragraph. This paragraph. Theoretically, there is nothing that can stop the government from taxing 100% of income so long as the people get benefits from the government commensurate with their income which is taxed. Goes back to the Communist Confession of Faith, 1847, and the Communist Manifesto, 1848, the elimination of private property. You just progressively increase the taxes to where you have it 100%. And you eliminate private property. That is the basic, that is the primary demand and the goal of communism. And they're doing a good job here. Forced loans, page 48 of the Communist Manifesto, line item 1, forced loans, progressive taxes. Yeah, that's right. That's right. And that's the proof you have that Obama Jr. is a communist, Michelle's a communist, Jesse Jackson's a communist, Bill Ayers is a communist. Bobby Rush, my congressman, is a communist. Doesn't represent me. No, he's got the Black Caucus. Black. As I say, God created Homo sapiens. And the communists created blacks, gays, and the civil rights movement in 1965. 1965, about the time that Obama Sr. was writing and publishing this paper. Good day. And from the Augsburg Confession of 1530, Article 16 of Civil Affairs talks about the rights of Christians, and Jews also. Of civil affairs, they teach that lawful civil ordinances are good works of God, and that it is right for Christians to bear civil office, to sit as judges, to judge matters by imperial and other existing laws, to award just punishments, to engage in just wars, to serve as soldiers, to make legal contracts, to hold property, to make oath when required by magistrates, to marry a wife and be given in marriage. You see, Christians and Jews, according to the Bible, all good government is by authority of God. But what do the communists tell you? Separation of church and state. Wow, that's anti-Christian, anti-Semitic. And right in here, to hold property. And what do the communists and Hillary want to do? Take your property. Take your property. And in paragraph 4, they condemn also those who not place evangelical perfection in fear of God and in faith, but in forsaking civil offices. The gospel teaches that eternal righteousness of the heart. Meanwhile, it does not destroy the state or the family, but very much requires that be preserved as ordinances of God, and that charity be practiced in such ordinances. Therefore, Christians are necessarily bound to obey their own magistrates and laws, save only when commanded by sin, for they ought not to obey God rather than men. Save only when commanded by sin. Same-sex marriage, abortion. Acts 5:29. Follow God's commandments rather than man's laws. That's what Acts 5 says. Oh, yeah. Yeah. The Communist, the Democratic Party. Yeah, they may say that they're Christians and Jews, but are they? are they? They're following the disciples of Engels and Marx. Engels and Marx were atheists. Everything they wrote about is opposite of what's in the Bible, opposite of civil affairs, the Augsburg Confessions. And treason, treason, treason.